Oh, Lord. Okay.
Wine.
This is what we're doing again. I feel like...
It gives it character.
Oh, we're just using that for everything now? Hi, guys.
What?
I hit my light on the table.
Okay.
Anyways. Mind blank. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Boss Ravioli Queens with your two favorite caregivers, Nicole Ravioli.
Boss Lady Amy.
Shameless plug.
Thank. Okay, hi, hello. If you are new here, welcome. Come along on this journey with us. So, between the two of us, we have about, 20, yeah, that. We have about 20 years combined experience in caregiving. So here at the Boss Ravioli Queens podcast, we talk about healthcare, caregiving, all things surrounding those. Couldn't think of the word. And then we also talk about trending topics that relate to our little healthcare corner of the world. We are currently not releasing any audio-only versions of this podcast, but you can go back and listen to our old episodes anywhere you listen to podcasts other than Apple. However, we do release a new YouTube video every week. So,
I've just been over here doing the things.
So, we are here for you. Come along with us.
Come join us on this journey we call life.
You can... Hello. You can also go back and watch all of our old episodes on YouTube where you can learn about caregiving things and my cat.
Featuring Charlie.
Okay.
We're off to a great start.
Shameless plug over.
That's my coffee. Get away from it. You can't have that.
Okay, so this episode is called Cacaw.
Cacaw! Because it's about nesting and spring cleaning. That's why.
We're alive. We've come alive. It's spring now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Charlie's just going to sit there.
It's fine. He can sit there. It's okay. Honestly, they probably all heard of Charlie and Oscar at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie's the cat, Oscar's the dog. Now we all know each other.
We're friendly. Okay.
Cacaw.
Nesting and things. You're the pregnant one. Go. I'll talk about my spring cleaning after you.
Okay, so if you're new here, I'm 7 months pregnant, and we are beginning the phase of getting the house ready for the little one. We do not own our house, so obviously we can't paint the walls and make a whole nursery and things like that.
Renting.
Yes. But we really we want to do a big spring clean, and I think kind of what's catapulting us into it is the fact that we're having a baby. However, it was going to get done regardless. We have been in this house now since November of 2021, and it's just really time, because the last time we did a huge clean out was right before we moved, so all of the things that didn't need to come with us, we got rid of, and then we moved in with a fresh start, and we really made this place our own. Got lots of new decorations, some new furniture, and so now it's just really time to go through and get rid of all of that stuff that we've accumulated over the last couple of years that we just really don't need. And what better way to start that out with a new baby. So that is my spring cleaning. Now that we are here, we are alive, the sun is shining, I feel good again.
Free as a bird.
And Another thing too is that we're not actually, so we're making a space for the baby, obviously. Like we have a set room and everything that we're going to be putting her clothes and changing station, whatever. But my husband and I actually don't really like believe in nurseries. For the first 6 months of my first child's life, he actually shared a room with us, and so we're not even going to worry about a crib or anything like that. We the first time around, we literally just got a pack and play with like one of the rising mats, and we put it right next to the bed so I could literally just turn over and he was right there. And we're going to be doing the same thing with this one. And yeah, probably at least for the first 6 months of her life, that's where she'll be sleeping. And maybe at some point after that, we'll get a crib. But I am very paranoid about SIDS, so...
That's fair. It's a very real, very scary thing.
Yeah, so I'm not about that.
Also, I feel like now you need to explain what it is, because not everybody knows.
So SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome. There's truly no like scientific reason as to why it happens, but they think that it's because the babies roll over on their face and they don't get enough oxygen. That would make the most sense to me. That's what the studies are showing anyway. It's not like 100% confirmed that that's exactly why it happens, but basically it's a baby just spontaneously passing away, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And again, sleeping on the back, so much better than sleeping on the tummy. And also too, I just prefer to have my baby right next to me. My husband and I also do not believe in co-sleeping. That is terrifying to me as well, because I have literally known people who have had babies that ended up passing away because they got crushed from the parent falling asleep on them. And so yeah, I'm just not about that. So I prefer my baby to just be in a pack and play right next to me. If I need to turn over and I'm right there. Like, yeah. That's my little story. And that's also why spring cleaning is important, because you need to make sure that you have a space for all of those things, and you do not want that crowded, and definitely don't want anything that could possibly fall like near the baby's crib or anything like that.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you're not even like truly nesting yet. That's still to come.
Right. Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait, because I know you're going to call me and be like, I am just moving along. I got this done, I got this done, I got this done. I'm working on this now.
So it's so funny, because when I was pregnant with my first child, we were, in a bad spot, and we lived with my mother-in-law at the time, because we didn't have a place of our own. And I just like cleaned her entire house.
She went ham.
Like, I went crazy, and I just like cleaned everything. Every like common space that was not somebody's bedroom, I cleaned. And like, I did the kitchen a few times, and she would always be like, you don't have to do that. And I was always like, I know, but like, I'm living here for free. You're letting me stay here. I'm going crazy. It's the least I can do. Yeah. And our room was like immaculate.
I'm sure it was. So here's the thing. I wasn't around for your first pregnancy. Like, we didn't know each other then. Mm-hmm. But I have worked with you now for quite a while. And I see the way you clean. So I can only imagine how nesting it's going to go for you.
Well, and that's, like, this pregnancy has also been really rough on me. I spent a lot of it sick. So, like, the past couple months, I haven't been able to, like, I haven't really been functioning at, like, 100% capacity. So, like, but that's the crazy part about nesting, is that, like, all of that basically gets overridden. Like, it just, like, there's, like, an override button that just happens in your body, and you're, like, suddenly you don't feel like poop anymore, and you just want to get everything done. It's crazy. Like, it's, like, 1 minute you feel like crap, and then all of a sudden your body's like, no, you don't. You're going to get up and do that thing. It's like, oh. Okay. I didn't know I needed to mop the walls today, but all right.
Mop the walls. You would, too. You would.
I have.
Okay. Okay. Also, just because it's kind of funny, I saw your hand do the thing again yesterday.
When?
When we were doing the clothes.
Oh. Yeah. It happens.
It do. And I know that it's probably not funny for you, so I'm sorry, but it's hilarious to me.
It's really not.
She said it's really not.
It's not funny. It's annoying. Like, it's humorous, as in, like, it's like, eh. But it's like...
It's frustrating, I know.
Like, just work, you know? Just, come on.
But the fact that it's taken me this long to see it, well, like the Walmart time and whatever, like, I've been friends with you for what, like 4 years now? Something like that? Like 4 years?
Yeah.
And that was the first time I saw it on year 4.
Dang. Yeah. And it happens literally all the time. It's just like, eh. Like, it's just so annoying. Like, especially when I'm trying to do something, or like when I hold my phone and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa! And I literally just like chuck it.
The throw is wild. Because I don't understand how your hand can give up but also have a muscle spasm at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened today. Like, I was literally just walking. So we were outside. It's National Gardening Day, by the way. So I was at work and we were planting flowers outside. And I was walking back into the building. And I wasn't even, like, on my phone. Like, I was just carrying it with me. And it was just like, oh. It just, like, went flying. And I'm like, can we not? Can we not? Like, hello?
Again, I know it's not hilarious for you, and I don't mean to be a dick about it, but, like, watching it happen is the funny part. Because when your hand just goes like that, when you have something in your hand and it just drops, I'm sorry.
And I'm like,
it's funny.
Hello. Can we
not?
Can we work?
We not?
Do you feel like working today? No.
Clearly not. Susan said bye. She checked out.
When I think about it in that aspect, it is funny.
That's why it's funny to me. It's not like the fact that you have to go through it on a daily basis. It's literally just like seeing it happen.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is funny. Like, no, she said no. Come back later.
Susan's getting drunk right now. Oh, I suppose. I hear Minecraft cows.
Oh, that's what that was. Like, what?
Her child is playing Minecraft right now in the other room. That was funny. I don't know where to go with my cleaning story. Cause like it is a story. It is. But I also don't want to drag names through the mud.
Your roommate, left a lot of things in disarray. And
Bro, I gagged.
and we had to clean it, and
I gagged. I don't gag over like little stuff. So clearly that was not little.
we had to clean it. It took like
7 hours.
yeah.
7.5 hours, I think, is the total that we came up with.
Well, so I got to your house right at 1.
Mm-hmm. We started at like 1:15, 1:30.
And yeah, it was like 1:30. And then
We took like an hour break for food and to go get like
trash bags.
more trash bags and like cleaning stuff.
And then let's see, I got home at about 9:45, and it only takes me like 25-ish minutes to get home.
So yeah, literally 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Twas.
It was worth it though.
Twas.
How many bags of garbage do you think we bagged up?
Probably like 14.
That's about what I guessed. I told my husband, I said I think we get bagged up about 15. So.
Yeah, because like thinking about what it looks like currently. So basically, I have to use my garbage days wisely. And like now that it's just me at the apartment, there's not all that much for garbage anyway. Because I usually eat at work or like I make something quick when I get home, like ramen. Like one package of ramen noodles in the garbage is not, it's not very much.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I have to use my garbage days wisely because I can only fit approximately 4 to 5 bags in at a time, depending on what they have in them and like if it's squishable or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna take me probably a month to get through the garbage that I have right now, and that's not including the boxes.
Yeah, I honestly would say I don't think we broke down quite like 100 boxes.
There's a lot.
But I'd say probably about 75. Cause it was a huge pile of cardboard, and it genuinely didn't look like so many boxes at the beginning. Like it maybe looked like about 30 or to 40, but then there was a lot of garbage shoved into the boxes, and then B, a lot of the bigger boxes were on top of much smaller boxes that were hiding. So like I kept saying, I was like, I'm tired of these Russian dolls. Like every time I would open up a new box, there would be a surprise, whether it was another box or garbage. And like looking at the pile, like you could tell there was some boxes stuffed with things, but it was like
a quarter of them at least.
Yeah, like it was a good majority of the pile, and it didn't look like that.
And like the thing that gets me is that the dog food that we couldn't give our dogs because it gave them stomach problems,
oh yeah, it was shoved in a box.
Dumped in a box.
Yep. Yeah, not even with the bag or anything.
And that was
just like dumped out.
That whole debacle with the dog food happened, what, like 4 or 5 months ago now?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. But it is clean now. She has a much, much
Nicer,
better,
healthier looking, better space.
environment. And yeah, it's looks better, it feels better.
Yeah, the vibes are so different now. I love it. It's so peaceful, and like I am able to be in a more positive headspace. I'm able to be in a more positive headspace because my apartment isn't littered with trash and dirty dishes and like boxes everywhere.
Yeah. It was just like so uplifting. Like when we were going through and we were like opening the windows in all the rooms and just like really letting everything air out, and we like opened the curtains and seeing that first little like peak of light in the rooms was just like, it was such a good experience. It was just so like, it literally felt like the vibe was just changing.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, after we were completely done, I went through every room and I sprayed air freshener in every room.
The cranberry Febreze.
Yeah, and it
so
was
good.
just like, it just felt so good and peaceful, and it was just like,
And then after you left, I literally just sat on the couch in the living room and just basked in the clean.
I know, I didn't even want to leave because I was like, this is so nice. I just want to sit in the clean all night.
Mm-hmm. And there's no TV in the living room because that was my roommate's, and they have since collected most of their stuff. So I literally just sat in silence, but it was so nice. It was so calming.
Yeah.
It felt great.
It was
it
just like, it felt so good.
It was literally like taking a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, it's one thing to like sit in the clean and be like, oh, it's so nice and clean. But like, it went beyond that. It was so like, it was like a spiritual experience almost.
Yeah. Well, like, so the best analogy that I can come up with to describe the before and after, like living the way that I was because I had just like stopped cleaning because I was sick of cleaning up after somebody else, after having multiple conversations with said person about it. So, like, every time I would leave my room and go anywhere in the house, it was like being stuck underwater and not like I can't breathe because it was just so nasty. Hated it. And then cleaning and getting all the stuff organized and like all of the literally I have to mop the floors yet and like clean the counters in the kitchen, but it's virtually spotless now.
Mm-hmm.
Minus like the garbage in the kitchen that I have to go through like my garbage days with. But the instant I sat on that couch when everything was done, it was literally like I could breathe again.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
Like your head finally came up out of the water after so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a very good experience.
Yeah. That's like one of those like, what do they call it? Like coming home moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because for so long, it just didn't feel like mine. It didn't feel like a shared space. It felt like their space, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I relate to that. Like, you know, especially like when like I talked about earlier, when we lived with my mother-in-law, like we had our bedroom and that was it. And like, it was her house. And we shared everything, the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room, like there was nothing that wasn't shared except for our bedroom.
Yeah.
And even, my husband, like, he still had his computer set up, like, he still had his hobby, like, area or whatever. All I had, I had the bed and I had the TV. Like, that was it. That was what was mine. And so, like, I know what it's like to be in a house where you're like, okay, this is my stuff. These are my things, but it's not my space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. Well, especially, like, because when we went into it, everything really did start off pretty well as far as that all went.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, like, slowly got worse and worse and worse. And soon, like, their stuff overtook the apartment along with the garbage and the dirty dishes and, like, all the things. Dog hair. Dog hair. Look, my dog sheds a lot. I have said it before, I'll say it again. He sheds like a sweater a day, minimum. But their dog, being a long-haired dog, shedded way more. Way more. And it showed. Because, like, when we were sweeping up all the dog hair and everything, and I saw, like, the difference between their dog's fur and mine and it being like intertwined, tangled together, I was like, dang, I guess my dog really doesn't shed as much as she did. Like, that's crazy. Wild.
And like every time I would sweep and like the floor would look so good, and then I would like turn around and I was like,
there's more dog hair.
There's more.
There's more dog hair.
And then I would like go get that, and then there'd be another tuft somewhere, and I'm like, I thought I got it all.
No, for real. Like, I can't tell you how many times that happened to me when I used to actually like clean the apartment. I'd be so mad because I'm like, oh, I finally got it all, and then I would like look over here and there's more dog hair.
Or it's especially like the deceiving ones where it'd be like stuck under furniture or something, and you would like keep scraping at it with the broom and it just wasn't coming, and you're like, you know what? It can stay there.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. Well, I'm glad your house is done for the most part.
Same.
I mean, it's like 95% done. Now you just got to do like you said, the wiping and stuff, which won't take very long.
No, and I need to buy a new mop.
My house is a little different because I got a whole family.
But we did make a good dent yesterday.
We did.
Oh, I guess we should probably explain. So Saturday, Boss Lady Amy came over to my house, and we did my house. And then yesterday, I came over to her house, and we did her house.
It was a little harder to do mine yesterday just because I worked until 3, and then I also had picked up a shift in a nearby town. So I didn't even get back until like almost 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a little situation with my bank.
Just a little situation. She also forgot that ATMs are a thing.
I did. I was very panicked. So basically, my banking app was down for like scheduled maintenance or whatever. And originally it was only supposed to be like 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. But then they ended up extending it until 6 a.m. today because of, I'm assuming something happened. And so basically because it got extended, I was like freaking out. And so, little tidbit, I only keep what I need in checking. Like I put everything into savings, and I think I have maybe like $20 in checking at all times, because I always move money over if I need it. And I do this all the time. It's no big deal. But obviously it's a little bit more difficult for me to do it if my banking app is down. Mm-hmm. And so I tried logging in on like the actual website, and since I use my fingerprint on the app, I don't remember my password because it's been so long since I've had to actually like use the real password. And so I tried logging in and it was the wrong one, and then I tried another one, and I was like, okay, I don't want to get locked out because my bank does this thing where if you exceed so many like failed tries, it locks you out of your account for 24 hours. And I was like, okay, well, I definitely don't want that. So I stopped after 2 attempts because I did not want to chance it. And then I tried calling, and of course they were not open, even though they have a contact center, but whatever. So the phone robot, like the automated voice, literally hung up on me twice.
That was probably the funniest part of that whole story when you told me on the phone.
I was like, it was like, goodbye. It was like, because I kept saying like agent, or I was pressing 0 and I'm like agent, real person, staff member, somebody. And it was like, that is not an option. Goodbye. And it hung up. Twice.
2 times.
And I was like, what the fuck?
So then she asked me if I could send her money, and I had not deposited money that I recently got yet because my bank doesn't do like the mobile deposit for checks on weekends. I would have had to wait until today anyways, so it wasn't there. And I was like, that's literally the amount that I have in my bank account right now as we speak. And I was like, why don't you just go to the ATM? And she was like, oh yeah, I could do that.
I was so panicked. I was like, it didn't even occur to me Like, I swear, anxiety turns you into such a dumbass.
No, for real. Because I would have done the same thing. I would have been freaking out and been like, can you borrow me the money? And then you would have said what I said.
Yeah, and then I would have been
ATMs are a
like,
thing.
I would have been like, yeah, you can go to an ATM. And you would have been like, oh my God, you're right. And it was so funny because, like, I even called my husband too. And he was like, I don't know what we're going to do. And then...
Wait, so I was the level-headed one?
Yeah, so then I told him, I was like, oh yeah, Nicole reminded me that we could go to an ATM, and he goes, why didn't we think of that? And I was like, I don't know. Or, well, I said, 'cause panic, LOL. That's literally what I said.
'Cause panic, LOL.
Seriously, anxiety,
That's gonna
like...
be your epitaph. 'Cause panic, LOL.
LOL. Yeah, I was like, dude, anxiety, it makes you not think of the obvious.
It does weird things to your brain and your body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I told you, but the other day, for whatever reason, my anxiety was kind of high. And it did the thing where it made me, like, really dizzy and nauseous for a couple seconds. And I was like, what was that? What was that? And then I was like, oh yeah, I have anxiety. That's why. Like, I was just talking to a coworker, and I got really dizzy and really nauseous for a second.
Like,
And I kind of just, like, braced myself, and I was like, anxiety.
it's so funny. Okay, like, I've totally been there. Where you're, like, having this very normal conversation, and this person's just going on and on and on. And then you're, like, in my head, you're like, oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't lean on this counter, I'm going to pass out and die.
Yup.
Then you start thinking to yourself, like, man, if they knew, like, they're just going on, and you're like, hi, and then in your head, you're like, man, if they knew that I'm crazy, like...
Not crazy, just anxious. If you knew what my body was doing.
And then I'm like,
right
wow,
now,
I'm just, like, looking at them, and I'm like, look at you having a great time. I wish I was on that ride.
I wish I was having a great time.
And I'm just like, let me lean back now, because if I don't, I'm going to fall over.
5,000%. Or, like, sometimes it'll happen when I'm just walking through the house at work. And I'll, like, lose my footing a little bit, and it literally looks like I'm drunk. Yeah. Yeah, panic.
Like, I almost just lost my life.
Mm-hmm. There was one time it happened while I was next to the couch, and I just sat down. I just gave up for, like, 5 minutes. Let myself do the thing.
Julie,
Do the thing!
Anyway, so after I remembered that ATMs were a thing, pulled out some money, had to get dinner, had to get more trash bags because we had a lot of stuff to go through. And then by the time we got, like, actually started, it was like 6.
Yeah.
And then you were here till like
9-ish, 9:30-ish.
9-ish, yeah, somewhere in there. And then, yeah, so all we did... So I think I've talked about my floor job before.
Yes, you have.
Way
earlier episode, though.
Yeah. So, funny thing is, my wardrobe hasn't changed. Well, I mean, it has as of yesterday. But before that, it hasn't changed. I still had a wardrobe because ADHD.
For those of us that don't know what a floor job is, it's literally all the clothes on the floor.
Mm-hmm. It's your wardrobe, but it's on the floor. And yes, I have a closet. I have shelves. I have a dresser.
You even have a cube organizer thingy.
That's what I meant by the shelves. But yeah. Yeah. But I also have ADHD, so none of that applies here.
None of it.
But you know what I do have that does apply? A floor.
I swear, I'm gonna keep y'all in check on that. I'm going to.
Yeah, now that you helped, now you're gonna be like, you clothes put away?
Did you hang them up? Did you fold them? Did you put them on the shelf?
Yeah, so we went through literally all of our clothes yesterday. Not only mine and my husband's, but we also went through all of our son's clothes. And we threw out anything that had like massive stains, massive rips, holes, and if it was too small, so for any of us. So obviously we ended up throwing away quite a bit of stuff for...
I think we had like 3 garbage bags full of stuff that you guys didn't want anymore.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, there was a few things in there that were just like didn't want just because of how they were acquired or whatever.
I was really wondering how you were going to go about saying that.
Yeah. Or just, you know, oh, that doesn't flatter me right, or oh, I don't like how that feels or how that looks or whatever.
And then, of course, drag.
Yeah, so I haven't actually touched my drag stuff yet because there's a lot of it.
A lot.
And also, too, I want to, like, go through it and I want to really take out, like, what I don't use and I want to actually, like, hang it up properly and take care of it.
Right.
And so, yeah, I still have to do that. But all of our clothes for literally my entire family are gone through. And it was a really good feeling. Miss Ravioli could probably tell you the biggest stressor I have in my house when it comes to like a mess was the wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that stresses me out so bad, gives me daily anxiety.
Well, like
yeah.
we had talked about how overwhelming it was for you and everything because it's just so much.
Yeah.
And that was me with my apartment situation too. Like it was just so much. And
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think I could have done it without you. And if I did, it would have taken me until the move out date.
Yeah.
Like months.
Yeah. I know, that is the one thing about my house is like I have a whole 5-bedroom house. And I would love to think that in theory it could get done in a day. It can't. Honestly, each room, maybe.
Honestly, if we had 5 people, like 5 adults, it probably could, because each of us could take a room.
Right.
But without that many people to assign to each room, I don't think.
No. Well, and not only that, but I also have a whole porch area that is going to literally be one day on its own.
Yeah.
Like, because there are certain rooms that we could double up in a day, and I don't think it would be so bad. But then there are some rooms that will literally need one day of its own just to go through everything because we've just...
Well, I mean, the porch
got
is
so
kind
much
of like
stuff.
the catch-all.
Yeah.
And it didn't help that your previous downstairs neighbors were dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, our porch is like, it's got a lot of old, like, camping gear, outdoor gear. It's got a cemetery of bikes that my child doesn't use.
Cemetery.
I think there's at least 2 down there. There might be more.
I've only seen 2.
And then there's one in the garage also.
Solid.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And so it was like really nice to be able to just like go through yours and just like hammer it out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my place is significantly smaller than this.
Yeah,
like,
you've got
it's
a little...
one floor. It's got 2 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, bathroom, and like 2 hall closets.
Yeah. And we only focused on the
the living area.
common areas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your bedroom will be a whole different situation. It's honestly not messy at all. Like, her bedroom's really put together. She just has a lot of stuff. Just has to get gone through.
Well, that's just it. Now that I have space in the apartment for my things, and it's not taken over by one person, I can do things.
Well, and that's just it. Is like, you just didn't...
My pants keep rubbing on the bar and it keeps sounding like farts.
I was like, what's that?
It was a fart.
No, it's you just didn't have the opportunity to just like go through your stuff and
Like,
put it out. Now you can.
Let me really break this down for y'all, okay? My stuff out in the open consists of my record clock that I had made for me by a friend a really long time ago. It's literally a Nightmare Before Christmas like record cutout, if that makes sense. I don't really know how else to explain it. But people take old records and they do like cutout designs on them. So mine is a Nightmare Before Christmas one, and then I have a Nightmare Before Christmas cookie jar on the counter.
It's super cool.
And that's it. That's all of my stuff that was out in the open at the apartment prior to, well, it's still the only thing that's out there, but there will be more.
Yeah. So now that it's her place and she's not living with anybody anymore, now she can decorate however she wants.
Yep.
And so yeah, now you can like go through your room and really take stuff out and just kind of make it your own.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's. I think you are still well, like obviously due to the situation you couldn't, but then I also think too, like you were so in that mindset of just like have to keep stuff in my room just in case, you know.
Yeah.
Because like even before that, you
and
were,
that was valid though.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you know, even before that, like thinking about the places that you lived before, like you always had to have that like out just in case, like. Everything I own's got to be in trash bags.
Dude,
like,
I literally have a go bag in case I had to dip for whatever reason. Like, I always do.
Yeah. And now, you finally have a place where you don't have to do that.
Thank God.
Thank God.
I'm so sick of not being able to put my shit where I want it. I mean, things where I want them. Dang it.
Dang it.
Dang it! Your dog is backward sneezing.
Dang it, Bobby.
Propane. Yeah. I'm just very excited to make it mine.
Yeah, as you should be.
Well, like, the stupid thing about it is, said person and I kind of had the same style of, like, decor and things. Because we're both kind of spooky. So, like, it would have been fine. But they just decided to take everything over. With drag things. And dirty stuff. And DoorDash bags. Oop.
No comment.
Oop.
You can comment. I'll let you.
DoorDash bags. The bane of my existence.
You're never going to want a DoorDash ever again.
I already don't. Like, the only time I ever DoorDash is when I'm at work because I physically cannot leave.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only on the weekends because, technically speaking, I can dip out to the gas station for 5 minutes if there's another person working with me.
True. It's literally right on the corner. It's so convenient.
Yeah, it's like a 2-minute drive, 2 minutes to get the things I want. Okay, 6 minutes, because 2-minute drive back. But still, 6 minutes is not huge.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, hey. Well, I think that's it for my part of story time.
Yeah, I mean...
Cacaw!
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's not really anything else to say. I just think it's exciting now that it's spring, and if you were really depressed with seasonal depression...
Like us.
You can come out now. The sun's shining. I mean, not right now because of the time. But...
And the weather. It's been icky today.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
At least we're not in the freezing temps anymore. I do like
Get
that.
outside. Oh my god, it was so funny. So I had a member today show up with like sunburn
From Saturday?
all over them, and I was like, how?
Saturday. Because it was really nice on Saturday.
I'm like, did you just stand in the same spot for 3 hours? Like, what happened? happened? And they're just like, I was babysitting. I'm like, that doesn't answer anything. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
And they're just like, I was babysitting some kids. I'm like,
But were they actually, though?
I'm like, what?
But were they actually, though?
I'm like, what happened? I'm like, how?
It's giving playground all day.
It's April.
It's giving playground all
Like,
day.
it's April. I mean, I don't really burn, okay? But even if I do, the UV index has to be like off the charts. It takes a lot for me to burn.
Not I.
But when I do, it's usually not until like July.
Y'all, I am white.
Yeah.
Shut the camera. White. Wheat thins.
Yeah,
Oh,
in my head today, I was like, well, we know you don't have any melanin in your bloodline.
Clearly.
I mean, obviously, I didn't say that, but I was like,
The only saving grace I have is the Italian. Because I would burn much worse without that. Much worse.
I have Native American, so yeah, it was just. So I guess the moral of the story is get some sunshine, but don't get too much.
And apply your sunscreen, please. That's important.
Yeah, 'tis.
All right, I think that's the end of Cacaw.
Cacaw!
So, without further ado, you can find us on TikTok and Facebook at Boss Ravioli Queens. You can also email us, bossravioliqueens@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Hit the notification bell if you like us, you think we're funny and relatable. I mean, who doesn't? And then you can get notified literally every time we post a new episode. Until next time, everybody.